Welcome to the channel. We know we haven't uploaded a lot of content lately. Pandemic canceled a lot of games. Also summer holidays got in the way. But today we are going to bring you a video about a helmet setup. This is my own personal helmet, and it might be one of my most ambitious projects in Airsoft till now because of the money and time invested in this build. Of course, this was possible because the contractor house, they helped me source a lot of the items that I have here today. So definitely check them out and use our promo code BESTA10 on their website. And of course, check out our sponsors, Gators Eyewear for that Gucci Eye Pro, and Combat Systems for high quality gear like plate carriers and belts. Hope you also enjoy our new camera setup, our new lighting and our new background. So we try to improve the videos. Leave some comments on the section below to help us improve and get better. So getting to the helmet itself, if you follow the team and you follow the channel, or gameplay, you know that 85% of the time we use helmets. They are good for protection, also to run our NVGs when we are playing during the night, and also to use our cameras to record gameplay. So it is important for us. In the past, I have used a lot of FMA replicas, which are good quality. I run primarily the Maritime, which is a higher cut helmet, but I wanted something with a little bit more quality and a little bit more comfort. So I did my research. I was looking for a bump helmet, so I ended picking up the Team Wendy Exfill LTP, which is the one that I have here today. So the Team Wendy Exfill, of course the bump version, you do have the carbon and the ballistic one, which are a lot more expensive, but you can get the LTP bump for about, between 390 euros to 450, depending on where you get it. But it has a lot of great features out of the box. So the first one that I like is the built-in Wilcox aluminum insert inside the shroud, which I'm going to show you on the close-ups. So you get a good, nice and stable platform to mount your NVGs, which is very important. You do get the very famous Team Wendy foam pads inside the helmet, which gives you a lot of comfort, prevents hot spots on your head. It absorbs shock from any impact, so it makes wearing this helmet very comfortable for longer periods of time. You do have the proprietary rails, which are a lot of accessories out there on the market, so it's not going to be easy to find them. You do have on the back the BOA closure system, which I'm going to show you, of course, and this it allows you to quickly adjust the inner lining of your helmet to the shape of your head. So you just turn the dial to tighten or loosen the lining. And then you do have the cam fit system also, which is here on the harness and chin straps. So it's just by lifting up a latch, and then you can adjust the harness to your knees and then just push it down, and you're good to go. So it is quite fast and easy to use, even on the field if you're wearing gloves or have wet hands or whatever. And then of course, being in a bump helmet, you do have some holes for extra ventilation, which is good for that airflow, so you don't get your head quite hot. So let's get into the NVG system that I have here on the front. NVGs are, of course, a game changer when you're playing during the night. You get a lot more situational awareness, you can see better, so it is Gucci, but of course expensive. The mount that I am using currently is not a real Wilcox one, although I recommend you, if you can and if you have the money, to get, of course, always real steel parts. But I heard a lot of good things about Evolution Gear, and this is from Evolution Gear. It's their L4G24 that I spray painted tan. or Curry Brown, and I was really happy with the quality. No wobbles whatsoever, stays in place. It has a lot of adjustments, so I'm quite happy with the build quality. I was not expecting that, and you know, I really don't do a lot of night games, so it was a way of spending a little less money. The NVG's never fallen, so I'm quite happy with this mount. Works great. I really recommend you to check out Evolution Gear stuff. This is 1:1 scale, and it fits perfectly the Wilcox aluminum insert. So these are two NVG devices, so two monoculars, so I needed something to connect it to. So once again, I went to Evolution Gear and I got their bridge, which is of course the replica from the real Wilcox one. And so once again, really happy, no wobbles, fits perfectly. It has a lot of adjustments, as you can see. You can put the NVGs up, you can put them down, you can wear just one down or two up. So really no problems whatsoever with these mounts. So definitely check them out. And of course, it was Contractor House that got me these. So Evolution Gear, a really nice brand. Then here on the front, I did some modifications to the front of the NVG devices, and these are basically two scope caps. I'm going to leave a link below how to do it. I got this idea from a guy on Instagram, I think, but I will leave the links. Basically, I have two scope covers that are spring-loaded. So if I'm not using them and I want to keep them protected, I can just have these down. Of course, I have plexiglass on the inside, but if I need to deploy them, I just press on the caps and they open. And of course, inside, I don't know if you can see it on the video, I can open or close. I have some apertures, and I can control the amount of lights that I have going in. So it is a really nice mod, and if you have NVGs, I recommend you to do it. Of course, I have plexiglass on the front and also on the back. I'm not going to get into much details in terms of the specs of the NVG devices for obvious reasons, but let's just say they are good quality tubes, and I'm really happy with the setup that I have here. Moving on, I have here on this side my camera, and this is a Drift Ghost 4K. I got this camera because I'm not a big fan of the big GoPro on the front, so I like to have something a little bit more low profile. And the nice thing about it has a rotating lens feature. So although the camera is tilted to the side, as you can see, the picture is nice and straight because you can rotate the lens. So it is a good feature, and also has changeable batteries. So if you run out of juice, I can just get an extra one. So really happy with the Drift Ghost 4K. It does not record as good as a GoPro, but it's more than enough for me, and I'm happy with that. On this side, I'm just going to rotate this. I have a Princeton Tech MPLS Charge Pro, and this is just a nice personal light for you to have on your helmet. It has white light, green light, red lights, IR lights, so you can do a lot of stuff with this if you need to, do something in low light conditions, like read a map or something. So it works very well. And of course, for comms, I am running the Pelters Contact Freeze, and they are just the gold standard of headsets. They work really well, reliable, and that is important because on the team it's very important to have good and solid comms. And we had really a lot of bad experiences in the past with Z Tactical, Ops Maniermoor. There's nothing worse than arriving to the game, test your comms, and something does not work, or it is the PTT, or it is the headset. So we just went on and invest in really good quality headsets and comms, and pelters are great. Really recommend them. A lot of guys on the team have moved on to the contact trees. Then on the back, as you can see, I have two V-lights, one in red and one in blue, for night game signaling. So if I'm dead or to signal my buddies, I just have these two lights. On the back, an Evolution Gear counterweight pouch. Of course, inside I have my counterweights for my NVGs. Usually I use fishing weights, which work well. They come in various shapes and weights and sizes. So that's what I have here. And on the top, I have a FMA Mantis rope that does green light and IR light. Usually I run these on night games. And here on the front, I don't know if you can see it, I have a retractable lanyard, and this is to connect to my NVGs right here. So if they for some reason fall, the lanyard is going to catch this and my NVGs are not going to fall to the ground. And the nice thing is it is retractable. And of course, for the cover, I'm using the Edgelite Team Wendy Exfill LTP cover, which is of course great. I really enjoy these covers. They have a lot of features like, you know, mesh on the top for breathability, these cable management features right here, good amount of Velcro, and of course this like type mohawk on the top that goes all the way down to keep everything nice and retained, because when you have a lot of weights on your counterweight pouch, it might fall off, and that has happened to me, but not now with the Edgelite cover. And basically this is my setup. It is simple, I think. For night games, of course, when I use the NVGs and the counterweight pouch with all the weights, it is heavy, really heavy helmet. But you know, being the Team Wendy and having those foam pads and all of those adjustments, it makes a lot more bearable, and it is definitely the most comfortable helmet that I ever used. So really happy with all of this setup. Of course, when I'm not running the NVGs, it is a quite light system, and I'm really happy with it. And a lot of other guys on the team do have other models, so like the Maritime, the Airframe, those are also good. And helmets are simply a good piece of kit, especially for protection against nasty BB shots and especially bumps and falls. And I recommend you see a video on their channel, which is when B08 falls in a hole, which is about, I think, 2.5 meters deep. He fell on his back and the helmet protected his head. So although it was a Airsoft replica helmet, it really prevented him to have a more serious injury. Of course, helmets are not the most comfortable thing, but you know, they do offer some protection. And that's really about it, guys. So if you have any comments, put on the comment section below. Any suggestions. Check out, of course, our social media, our website, Instagram, Facebook, other videos on the channel, and of course check out our sponsors and partners, Contractor House, Gators Eyewear, Combat Systems. We're going to try to go back to doing videos. Games are going to start again, and we hope this pandemic goes away so we can go on with our lives. So thank you so much for watching. See you next time.